Well, I mean, what that brings us kind of to where the GOP is attempting to make inroads right now, which is on the sort of anti-mask issue. And I just want to play a couple clips. This first one is from a Pennsylvania Republican congressional candidate, Teddy Daniels, and here is him talking to Tucker Carlson on Fox Nation. So not the big time show, but the sort of online.
This is the one where he's in the cabin.
Yeah, this is the cabin one where he talks to like Charles Murray and stuff.
Okay, if America, Tucker. Okay, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask.
Yeah.
If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. That's what makes this country great with the vaccines. If you've had that conversation with your doctor and you feel a vaccine is the best route for you, go for it.
It's probably enough for that clip. So working backwards.
Just saying really quick, how many Americans do you think, okay, I don't want to take it from you.
No, say it.
I mean, how many Americans have an actual relationship with a doctor that they can call? I mean, I'm sorry, maybe it's just me, but
that is a massive hurdle in America. Like, I don't have a fucking doctor that I could just be like, hey, what about this vaccine? That is, you're creating a hurdle because they're just going to do that for free. Like, oh yes, thanks for calling me at home because we're that tight. Yeah, get the fucking vaccine, you moron. Like, hang up. And so like that thing that is a glaring hurdle. But you notice a lot, which is like, yeah, that consult your doctor. Like, no, that is way too much effort to put towards this vaccine. Just go get the fucking vaccine. And the first part about just choose to whether or not you wear a mask or not. Well, I want to play this other clip. This is by Carrie Prejean Bowler. Now, she is former Miss California USA, although that was revoked, that title, because of a couple things. One, she had a run-in. Well, sort of one of her answers was that she believes marriage was between a man and a woman. And that pissed off a lot of people. And she thinks that she lost for that. Maybe she did. I don't really know. To be honest, like that seems like the kind of answer that you don't
but can I also just say this? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
This is not beauty pageants and those kind of things are not my field of expertise, right?
Okay.
But isn't the whole point of like the question and answer section to sort of be like, oh, let's see like the beautiful side of like their spirit and like their values and stuff. Right. So if you have extremely piggish values and you lose, I don't know.
Sorry, exactly.
Sorry,
right.
Man, that sucks. Yeah, you screwed up the question section.
If they answered like I'm Antifa and I actually think you should punch fascists, like they would have no problem. Too. Yeah, exactly. With them being losing for that. So she had some other stuff going on. Trump kind of came to her defense, which was interesting in this whole thing. Kind of, I say, because he's like, that's Barack Obama's position, which is true. That like a lot of cowardly politicians held that position. But then some like ultimately there's a messy lawsuit where she sued like Miss California USA, and then Miss California USA sued her for repayment of a loan for $5,000 for breast implants. Whoa. Which is just like I kind of look at how these pageants work is, I don't know, a bit weird to me. But anyway, she's doing something new now and which is anti-mask, I guess, appearances at school board meetings. Here's this.
Here you see my shirt, it says mama, and I'm a mama bear, and I know there's a lot of mama bears here tonight, and no one's going to mess with our cubs. That's right. Just so you know. I'm a resident of Encinitas, born and raised San Diegan, and tonight I'm simply here to tell you to unmask our children. We're done begging. In fact, we're done asking for permission. That's right. We are going to be unmasking our children today. That's right. The pandemic is over. The parents are done. We're done asking you, public servants, for permission. We are done.
That's good enough for that. So yeah, the pandemic's of course not over. There's it is maybe peaking this new wave. Now, who's to say whether we're not going to have another one in the dead of winter like we did last time? But for instance, it's peaking in San Diego, or I don't know if maybe that's optimistic for San Diego. It's high in San Diego right now, so very much not over, and more deaths are going to follow. But also that your public servants. Again, this is people, this is vax sort of, and I don't want to call her an anti-vax. I don't know what her vaccinated status is, but sort of attitudinally, these people aren't pro-vaccine, and they are hell-bent on not having their kid masked in schools. Now, the truth about masks, there's a new study, I already linked to it in the comments. The real conversation should be the government should supply every student surgical masks. Like that should just, and then we can basically have school with very, very little risk, because surgical masks are extremely, extremely good at controlling the virus. Now, cloth masks are a marginal upgrade, still something, but when we talk about that, we're talking about the bare minimum that teachers ask for their safety. And you got to be able to just live with it, right? Like, this isn't even about the vaccine. This is about put the mask on so your teacher doesn't die. And these people want their, snotty little kids to be coughing at like 60-year-old teachers. And it's awful. It really pisses me off that they frame it, because this is the new Tea Party. There's Koch brother money, if not cultivating this, following it, and this is their strategy for the midterms, and it's revolting to me that this gets conveyed as some sort of populism when really this is the worst kind of like sort of wealthy entitlement, as far as I'm concerned.
No doubt about it. I mean, like the politics behind it is that it's easy when you're the opposition to sort of be against the pandemic, right? Which is why they're playing that move, and that's why there's money behind it. But yeah, the soul of it is 100% entitlement, and like let's not forget the kind of people that are teachers. I mean, this is a profession and occupation that is overwhelmingly working class, and has very high numbers of people of color, and working in its ranks. And yeah, it's the kind of callousness that the mama bear has to all of the other people who provide a public service to their children and to all children. Yeah, it's such a horrible and anti-people
and it enables,
version of politics.
Yeah, and it really enables like the sort of I fucking love science resistance dem to say like, look at how much better we're doing, right? Like when really we should be talking about these more advanced measures that we can really save people and allow school to continue to take place. And like the fact is, like, schools are just way underfunded, and like we should be able to filter air. We should have open windows. Like this stuff should be like a competent government should be able to do this shit. Let alone like the most, wealthy government in the fucking planet.
Exactly. No, I mean, keep y'all's eye on this, because this is going to probably develop into a whole other, new direction for them. I mean, the funny thing is that, as much as you say like, the Trumpist wing of this, Trump is completely cucked by this movement. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen the videos of him getting booed for saying, take the vaccine. It's really good. And all the people start booing him, and he completely backs down. So this is another moment where it's like, you've created something that they can't even control. And the thing is, the Republican donors and the people who want to just use this to sow social discord, as we were talking about earlier with the abortion law, they don't really mind which direction it goes, because the funny thing is that, at the top, they're all taking the vaccine. They're all, for the most part, whatever, you could dunk on some of them for not wearing masks at a time like that, but like they're doing the things generally to protect themselves, and they know that they have the full protection and access to healthcare that a lot of other people don't.
Fox News has vax requirements.
Yeah. No. It's like, it's such a joke. The leadership is completely separate from these kind of outrages, but they'll write any level of social discord as possible.
Because they need that. Like that GOP will take it where they can get it, as far as like sort of movements go. And like, even if it does threaten, the economy again, by like, you can't say no to like that sort of anger, because I think you don't want to, just like the Tea Party, I think you want to be suspicious for money influence, but this is a genuine sort of, there's some life to this sort of sentiment. You can tell, and it's not. And I do play the Kari Prigine one because it is funny to like a football player's wife who was a sort of disgraced Miss USA. Like I think like she's probably going to run for office at some point. Like that to me.
That's exactly. This is real for your like audition tape for politics.
Yes, exactly. You know? Like there's this great Nixon tape to bring up Nixon for the second week in a row, where they're responding to John Kerry doing anti-Vietnam sort of testimony, and Nixon's like, he's going to run for office, and he was absolutely right. And this is
actually really
yeah.
I mean, Nixon would know, an opportunist.
Absolutely. I mean, at least like Kerry was doing something for good. Like this is for like, you know, as we said, to force teachers to get sick for their kid to just not wear a mask. Just wear a mask. I mean, that it should be a lesson for kids that like, hey, we can do something communally to protect people, and they're threatened by that. Should we tease post game and then get to our interview a little bit?
Yeah, I think you should. Matt's got a big announcement. Matt's been stewing on something for a little while. He's got a big apology he's going to make in the post game.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm going to apologize to myself for deleting a couple tweets, one accidentally and one on purpose about a year ago. I'm going to get into the time that the canceled Brett Weinstein tried to cancel myself, and he didn't try to cancel me. He tried to just get me fired. So don't get too upset.
Don't get those confused.
Exactly. Yeah. But we'll be talking about that in the post game. I'll be revisiting that in light of him killing members of his audience in part because of spreading anti-vax attitudes, and when their family is looking for photos for their funeral, they come across a whole bunch of posts like red pilled on the vaccine, and then like, oh, I wish my dad had taken the vaccine, but now he's dead. Well, we're going to talk about what that guy has to say to me about broadcasting in dangerous environments. So that's in the post game this year. I'm looking forward to it.
No.